And I definitely have in the past gravitated towards her lipsticks. When reaching for, you know, a lipstick, I tend to wear her ones. Yeah. Hi everyone, so today's video I'm going to be talking about the new Lisa Eldridge lipsticks and lip glosses and one lip pencil from her new Fantasy Floral collection, which I was so excited about. This is the only release this whole entire year that I have been genuinely excited about, and I love that Lisa Eldridge only does one collection a year. I think that is a very sensible amount because all of her, you know, fans and people that just, yeah, like her and her makeup can actually get on board with it, because it's not 10 releases or, you know, however many, which I feel like is the norm for a lot of brands these days, and I personally find it really overwhelming. And I really feel like each collection that she releases is really well thought out. You know, she doesn't do a whole ton of products per release, and it's based on something that she likes and she's got some inspiration from. I'm very happy that she's done another beautiful collection this year, and I have to say this is probably one of my favorites that she's done so far. I think this collection has been a really successful one for her. I have to say there are a couple of shades in this collection that I feel could be my favorites out of everything that she's released. So the Fantasy Floral collection came in this limited edition pouch, which I think is stunning. I can't remember the name of the artist. I will have to put him here somewhere because I do want to give him credit. But she's someone that she met on set, and she collaborated with him to release this beautiful artwork, and I just think it's really gorgeous. It's definitely my favorite artwork out of all the ones she's released so far, because I don't think she's really done anything graphic like this before. So her collection consists of 4 new lipsticks, which is Velvet Affair, Velvet Dragon, Velvet Blush, and Velvet... I've already forgotten the name of the other one. She also released 6 new lip glosses, several of which are from her existing lipstick range to match the color of the lipstick, and then some lip pencils. Although I think she's only released a handful of colors and they were only part of the set. So I only actually got 2, which were Ribbon and Blush. And I personally am not the biggest, like, I don't use lip pencils, to be honest. So it wasn't something that I was, you know, I just bought it as part of the set because it was good value, and I wanted to try them out. I know that she is releasing a larger lip pencil collection next year, so that's something on the radar. Also, as I'm filming this video, I know that a whole bunch of lipsticks are out of stock at the moment. I do believe that she does do a restock. She will do a restock soon, and then again when her next collection comes out. All of these lip products are permanent, which I think is great, so don't feel like you have to go rush out and buy them because they are going to be restocked. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do lip swatches, going to do comparisons and dupes of what I have in my collection. Just letting you know, I don't have the biggest lipstick collection, so I'm just pulling out what I have. I would recommend going to Temptalia's website and checking out her dupes, because she's obviously got a massive reference list that she can refer to. So I would recommend going to her if you wanted to kind of dupe your own collection, see if you have anything already, or if you just wanted to buy something that was on the lower price range, because these lipsticks are pretty pricey. They're £26, and I think they converted to around 50 Australian dollars. So they're definitely by no means inexpensive, but they're not the most expensive lipstick out there on the market in Australia. In terms of formula, these were all velvet mattes, which, to be honest, since this pandemic, I actually haven't worn that much lipstick. But if I do wear lipstick, I do prefer to have a matte lipstick, just because I find that they are less likely to transfer onto a mask than obviously a creamy lipstick that's going to get everywhere. That's what I have been gravitating towards when I feel like pulling my lipsticks out, because, you know, in the end of the day, they're just sitting in the drawer, going off, you know, so I want to be able to use them even if no one really will see them, which is the case here because I pretty much wear a mask all day. But it's kind of been for myself, so I can totally understand why a lot of people have maybe not gone and bought this collection. But, you know, a lot of people are doing Zoom calls and all that, so there's still excuses to wear lipstick. And again, like I said, even if it's not for other people, just for yourself, it's nice. And yeah, her lip gloss formula is new. So let's get onto the lip swatches first. I'll start off with the most kind of nude shade and then work my way down into the deeper, richer colors. So this is Velvet Affair. Let's zoom in and let's do a lip swatch. I will say that I do love this shade. So that is Velvet Affair, and it feels pretty much like all her other velvet lipsticks. Quite creamy. It doesn't feel very heavy on the lips. You know, you can feel that it's on there, but it's not like a very drying, like makes your lips just feel really like the Sahara Desert. It's not like that. And I think this shade is a beautiful, beautiful addition to her collection. So the other nude that she has is Velvet Fawn. And when I say nude, I should say light beigey brown, because obviously a nude is going to look different on everyone. But that was the only one that she released that I felt like was a nude for me, for my skin tone. This nude is much deeper, and I think it works actually really well for days where you just want a bit more color. I'm just going to add what was left on the cheeks as well, because I know Lisa Eldridge does like to add the lipstick to the cheeks, and I think that, you know, you can do that with any lipstick really, but kind of a nice way to make everything kind of be in sync is just adding a little bit of that same color onto the cheeks. So that is Velvet Affair. Very, very pretty shade. I've already used this multiple times, you know, under a mask. I really like this shade. It's one of those shades that I know I will wear on a regular basis because it's not a statement lip for me. It's just a really flattering everyday lip color for me. The next one I'm going to do is Velvet Blush, and this is actually the one that I have the lip pencil for. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these in conjunction with each other because I've got the shade. I kind of wish she did a lip pencil with each of the shades because I think that would have been cool, but I know that she is in the process of, you know, coming up with a whole bunch of lip pencils for next year. Let's try and use this lip pencil first. It looks like, you know, same color as the case of the lipstick. And I'll be honest, I never use lip pencils because I'm just way too lazy for that. But for the sake of this video, let's try it. Quite smooth and easy to use so far. Just gonna fill in my entire lip. Why not? Because some people might use it this way. This might be one of those things that as I get older and my lip lines become less defined, I might actually have to use. So I do have to say this does kind of feel like a typical lip pencil when I put my lips together. You can feel that stickiness that lip pencils tend to have, like they're like really sticking to the lips so that they kind of stay on longer when you're using it in conjunction with lipstick. And this shade is actually inspired by, you know, portraiture and paintings from the Renaissance, I believe. And the lipstick actually does appear to be a little bit lighter than the lip pencil, which I kind of recall her making a point of in her video. But yeah, personally, I feel like with the lip pencil and then added the lipstick on top, it just feels really dry. So I probably wouldn't do the whole lip pencil over my lips before adding lipstick. It's not something that I would commonly use. From watching Lisa's previous videos, I know that she likes to use a lip pencil after lipstick to fill them out, you know, and to kind of cheat a thicker lip. So I think using it that way would be probably better than doing all of the lips. I feel like once I did it all over my lips, then added lipstick, it's just felt very dry. So I don't particularly like that feeling. This feels like a liquid lipstick now. I feel like looking at it on the screen, it looks a lot more wine berry shade than it did in my Instagram. I think because of the lighting, it might have changed a little, but anyway, this is the color Blush. I don't tend to go for berries. I think it matches perfectly with my eye makeup right now. So I would totally rock this lip with this eye color. If you like red eyes, berry eyes, I think this is a perfect complementary shade. And of course, if you wanted, you could blot this down. And I kind of tend to do that with lipstick because I like a more lived in look with my lipsticks. I think it's a nice shade. I do like it. I'm just gonna use a bit of Bioderma to get this off and see how easy it is to remove. This one does, I feel like, stains a little. Next, let's go for Velvet Carnival. And this shade is a really punchy pink. When I first tried this on in my Instagram stories, you could sort of see my face. I was very like, wow, this is not a shade that I ever could imagine myself wearing. Like, it's not something I would have typically picked out, but I wanted to try it because it's so different to anything I own. And I think it's actually a beautiful, shocking pink. But like I said, it's really a statement lip. And I think this could work really well, like for a matchy look, like if I did like an all pink outfit, or conversely, if I was doing maybe like a all gray outfit or an all black outfit and have this as a pop of color, I think that would look really cool, which is probably how I would wear it. I feel like the pinks that she's released in the past are all very different. That has just broken off. Okay, I'm so disappointed because that just broke off. I'm going to definitely contact customer service about that because that's disappointing. That just broke right off. That actually happened with another Love My Lipstick in my first video where she did her first release with one of my red lipsticks. I feel like some of these are very delicate. So this is Velvet Carnival, which I've totally just squished the nub back in, but it's very unstable, unfortunately. I don't think it's really usable unless I used it with a lip pencil. So disappointed. I've heard of other people that sort of same thing happening, and I do believe that their customer service has replaced them. So I don't think there should be any problem, but that, oh, it's not great. So anyway, this is the shade. This is definitely kind of more cool toned than the other pinks, like the other shocking pinks that she's released. Like Skyscraper Rose is kind of deeper and warmer. I feel like this is definitely a lot cooler, and so I feel like on my skin tone the contrast is more obvious, because against warm tone, a cool tone lipstick is going to look more bold. What do you guys think? Would you wear this kind of pink? Do you like pinks? I feel like this shade would work beautifully with my mom because she can rock all those kinds of shades. I think it's a totally fun color. Would you rock it? Let me know. Last shade is one, again, I was really excited for, and this is Velvet Dragon. And I absolutely love that Lisa took inspiration from Cinnabar, which is a pigment that was used in a lot of Chinese like antiques and in a lot of their lacquer that they used in paintings and in furniture and everything like that. So I think that's amazing that she took inspiration from that, and I think that the color is absolutely beautiful. Now, Red Square from NARS is supposed to be a 95% similar shade that Natalia has listed as one of the dupes. I think it does look quite different from Red Square. In person, this is so much richer and deeper. And I do think it has, like I said, some similarities, but I do think that this stands on its own, which I think is great. So I'm going to be very careful with this because if this broke, I would be absolutely devastated. But as you can see, this shade, it's got a gorgeous rustiness to it. So stunning. I have not worn lipstick in such a long time. So please do forgive my awful application. It's not even, but I'm gonna blot it down so that that's not too obvious. My lips are uneven anyway, but I am very out of practice with wearing lipstick, I tell you. This is Dragon. I also love the name too because I am a dragon. I was born in the year of the dragon, and I feel like this is my red. And I've seen this lip shade on so many people, and I think it looks absolutely stunning. On camera, I think it's pulling quite a lot more orange than in real life. I feel like in real life it's a bit deeper. Depending on your lip shade, that is going to affect how the color is going to appear on your lips, as well as your skin tone, as well as factors like coloring settings on a camera, you know, so, and on your monitor. So that's why I feel like there is always a little bit of variance from what it looks like on person to person because of all these factors. So just something to be aware of, which I'm sure you probably already know, but anyway, I'm just saying it in case it needs to be said. Now that my lips are feeling terrible, because matte lips will do that to you, especially when you've done 4 in a row. I'm going to move on to some lip glosses because they are supposed to be nourishing, and that's what my lips need right now. So there are 6, and of course I bought all 6. So I've got these shades in my hands, which I'm going to try now. I have only tried a couple out so far, and I do like the feeling of them. I don't feel that they're particularly sticky, but I would have to say, upon first trying them out, I didn't think, wow, these are absolutely amazing lip glosses. Because I kind of know what my favorite lip glosses are. I mean, I have tried a few. I've tried a few lip gloss formulas over the years, and I have my favorite, which is my Suku glosses. I love the Suku lip glosses. They are my favorite, hands down. I love the applicator because it's a long, flexible dough applicator that's easy to just get all over the lips, especially if you have thicker lips, and they're unscented. This one is also unscented, which I'm very grateful for. Thank you, Lisa. And the doe foot applicator is one of those like short, stubby ones, which not the biggest fan of, but it does the job. So we are going to try Go Lightly first. She actually did release Go Lightly in a lipstick format last year. So this is the lip gloss version. So my opinion, they look more like a lip balm rather than a really shiny, super, you know, glossy gloss. I don't feel like these are particularly reflective compared to my Suku lip glosses, which like make my lips look really like juicy and wet, which I like. So these aren't that. These do feel more like a balm. I think this shade is quite fresh and pretty. Go Lightly, I know is one of those shades that there were a lot of people that liked, but a lot of people didn't necessarily like that shade as well. And I'm not one of those people that would pair a lipstick and then a lip gloss over. I don't like multiple layers. I tend to do one or the other. Lipstick, lip gloss. I just don't like layering my lipsticks. So sorry, this video I'm not going to do the lipstick and the lip gloss over, but if you wanted some extra shine to the lipstick, which it's funny because Go Lightly was a lucent lipstick formula, if I'm not mistaken. It wasn't a matte formula. So the finish, it had a bit of a shine too. And because this one isn't particularly shiny, I don't necessarily see if there's much of a point to have the lipstick and then the lip gloss over. Unless your lips feel very, very dry and you just want that extra layer of nourishment. But it's not something that I would necessarily do. Next, let's do Muse, which is another of her existing shades. All of these are actually existing shades, but in lip gloss format. So this definitely does cater to people that like lip glosses over lipstick. And I think the lip gloss kind of trend, although it has died down with the use of masks, I still think is an option that a lot of people have preferred after liquid lipsticks and, you know, feeling so uncomfortable in lips. This is definitely so much more easy to wear throughout the day. And I will say Muse pretty much is my lip color in a lip gloss, so I like that. This one doesn't have any sparkles in it either, compared to Go Lightly does have a little bit of sparkle in it. Muse doesn't. Although I do tend to gravitate towards lip glosses that do have a little bit of shimmer in them. But this is a really nice option for days that I want something to match my lip color. Next, let's move on to blush. That one is a little bit more pigmented than the others. Slightly deeper than the previous. Pretty shade. Even deeper still, the next is Beauty. I can't say I have really a shade like this in my collection because with lip glosses, I don't tend to gravitate to very, very pigmented lip glosses. I like kind of with a bit of pigment, but not too, you know, bold like a lipstick shade. And this is Beauty. And I feel like this shade does not look that good on me. Yeah. So that's the shade. And I would have to say out of all these, this is my least favorite. I just don't think this color is particularly flattering on me. Two more to go. We've got these two, which I'm gonna go for the brighter one first. This is a Ribbon. And I feel like this has gone on a little streaky, which is why I tend not to go for lip glosses of this shade, because I feel like it's pretty obvious when it's not gone on evenly. And so it's definitely not my favorite. I would probably blot this down, so let's do that. And that would even it out a little and turn it into a stain. That lip gloss is pretty much gone off, so I'm gonna add another layer. Okay, this is Ribbon. And I don't know if you can see, but I don't feel like this is super even. This is what happens, I feel like, with more pigmented lip glosses. You can just never guarantee that it's gonna go on evenly with this kind of formula, so I'm not a huge fan. I think maybe over a lipstick, this would probably work better. Last lip gloss, this is Myth. And again, it's one of the deeper lipsticks. It hasn't gone again on super evenly. Not as streaky as the other one, but I just feel like this is more fussy than what I tend to like for lip gloss. Like with lip glosses, I just kind of like to just add them on, not necessarily have a mirror. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to say that these kind of more pigmented lip glosses is just not really for me. Although the shade is pretty, I just feel like it just took a lot of work to make it work, you know? I think maybe these work better with a lipstick underneath so that you can't see the natural lip coming through. And because these are based on existing lip shades, that is definitely doable if you have them. Let me know if you guys would wear this type of lip gloss. So overall, I think that this is another good solid collection from Lisa. I think that the lipstick shades that she's chosen are beautiful. Fair and Dragon, I would definitely say are my favorites amongst this entire collection. And I definitely have in the past gravitated towards her lipsticks. When reaching for, you know, a lipstick, I tend to wear her ones. Yeah. So, you know, I like this collection. The lip glosses, I like the lighter shades. The deeper shades aren't for me. I don't think I'm a pigmented lip gloss kind of person. I like light, shimmery lip glosses that, again, you can sort of wear without having to put too much effort. The formula does feel nice and nourishing. Like after I've worn them on for the whole day, my lips feel pretty good. My Suku lip glosses have definitely not been dethroned. In terms of a lip pencil, not the best person to review lip pencils. I think that it's a decent lip pencil. It's nice and pigmented, it's creamy. I think it works well. If she did release more of them in future, I don't think I would probably pick them up because I don't feel like I'm a lip pencil person. Not at this stage, maybe in future. Anyway, next we are going to get on to the dupes, or my dupes from my collection, because I'm very curious to see what I find that is similar, if there are any. So that's it. That is my Lisa Eldridge Fantasy Florals thoughts, lip swatches, and dupes in my collection. Hopefully you found this useful. Let me know which were your favorites in this collection. And in Lisa Eldridge's entire collection, how do you think this collection ranks? There has been some hits and misses for me. The standouts for me were definitely Velvet Affair, which is what I'm wearing now. I also really love Velvet Dragon, and I kind of knew that was a shade I was gonna love because it just sounded just a red that was really interesting and different. So now my only criticism is that, and you would have seen it in the footage, Velvet Carnival did break off, and subsequently Velvet Fawn broke off on me. These lipsticks can be quite delicate, I feel. I've had 3 already break on me. I have to say customer service has been fantastic, and they've gone and replaced them for me, so I think that that's amazing. But I will have to say you just have to be careful with how you handle them. I didn't even twist it all the way up and it did break, so I think, you know, they're definitely on the more delicate side. Having said that, the rest of my other ones are still fine, so I'm not sure why some are breaking and others aren't. And then again, not the biggest fan of the deeper colored lip glosses. I just don't feel like, they're just a bit fussy, and I don't feel like it's easy to get a very even coverage of the lips. I do feel like you sort of, it does go on a bit streaky, and that's the thing with pigmented lip glosses, is I feel like I've never really tried a really fantastic one. I just kind of know that I'm not going to really reach for them unless I blot it down and use it as a stain. And if you ask me, because I've had a few people ask me, you know, out of all her releases, which are my favorite, and I will have to say the ones that I gravitate towards the most are Skyscraper Rose, which I think is a stunning, beautiful shade. It's really gorgeous. Velvet Fawn, Velvet Affair, which is I'm wearing now, and Velvet Dragon. Those are the 4 standout lipsticks that she's released so far that are my personal favorites. I know there's been like so many videos that have already gone up about this collection, but you've watched mine because you want to hear my opinion, so I'm grateful for that. Anyway, if you have any questions or comments below, leave them in the comments section. Let me know if you've picked anything up from this collection and what were your favorites. Thanks so much for watching. Hopefully this was useful for you if you were looking at picking any of these up in the restock. Oh, I almost forgot. I'm actually giving away 1 lipstick, and this is the Velvet Affair lipstick, which is the one I'm wearing now. So if you want to win one of these, I'm gonna leave all the details in the description box below. That's all I think I need to say. So like I said, hopefully you find this useful, and I'll see you next one. Thanks for watching.